Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here. Now this is part 2 of the Russian Premium Plane Showcase. I previously showed off the I-153P, and you can check that video out if you haven't already, and that link will be in the video description. Also, I'm starting something new. A lot of people always ask me questions, and recently someone put like what I thought was a hilarious comment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a question comment at the beginning of the video, and then my favorite comment at the end of a video, and I'll do that every so often. But here you can see Julian asking me which aircraft I loathe the most in War Thunder, and honestly I don't really know. I said I hate the one that shoots me down, but I don't really know. Like Dora's, LA-5s, you know, whatever. Like I don't really loathe them, I would say, because I feel like everything's going to be fixed out in the end, so there's no reason to hate a certain plane. It's just, if it kills me a lot, I'm going to need to learn how to defeat it. But so the I-16 Type 28, it's a Tier 7, and it was the I-16 had a revolutionary design at the time. So here you can see some arcade play, and coming up we'll see some some historical battle play momentarily. But my overall impression of this aircraft, I think the pros are definitely in the size of the aircraft. It's a small aircraft, so therefore it's kind of harder to hit, I think. Some other pros are it's got decent firepower. It has two 20mm Schwach cannons with 150 rounds per gun each, or 300 total rounds for those of you historical battle ammunition counters. And then it has two 7.62mm lighter machine guns, which has 1,300 rounds total, or 650 rounds per gun. Right here you can kind of see me. I was waiting for my teammate to grab him, but then he flew right in front of me. So I decided to step in there and take him out. I try to allow teammates to, you know, if they're on someone's 6, I'll kind of hug around and watch if I'm in the area, you know, because every now and then there's just a good pilot who's good at dodging. But you know, I guess a little bit of War Thunder etiquette right there. But I mean, him flying in front of me, I wasn't gonna not take that. But here, that was a good example of the good firepower, and that right there, I got some incendiary rounds on him. But yeah, so decent firepower, decent maneuverability, or pretty good maneuverability actually. And then the cons would be its tier. First off, it's a Tier 7, and given the aircraft, there's just a lot of other aircraft within the same, you know, 6 to 7 to 8 that would be kind of comparable planes but have more strengths than weaknesses. And the next weakness would be, I think, overall top speed, especially for its tier. It's a good plane, but I think at Tier 7, like, it could be a little better. But yeah, and it has the option to kind of be a good ground attack aircraft. It has the options of adding 2 100 kilo bombs, or 2 50 kilo bombs, or 6 RS-82 rockets. So all of that's relatively decent. Out of those 3 arrangements, if you wanted multiple ground kills, I'd pick the rockets, because you know, you have a few more chances. Now right there was kind of an example of, granted there was a lot of different factors going on. He had greater energy and he was at a higher altitude, and I tried to meet him, but the speed of that aircraft would not allow me to catch up to a better aircraft like the Messerschmitt Bf-109, which, by the way, was the aircraft that really kind of ended the I-16's dominance in the Spanish Civil War, which preceded World War II. And that kind of brings up some historical tidbits about this aircraft. This aircraft participated in a lot of pretty cool engagements, kind of all over the place. It participated in the Spanish Civil War. It's participated in the Second Sino-Japanese War. And then it flew in the Winter War against the Finns. And then it also flew in World War II against the Germans. So it was kind of on all fronts, really, on all Russian fronts. And it had a lot of cool nicknames. It's called the Ishik, And I thought that was like Isaac for some reason, like some guy's name, but it actually means donkey in Russian. And the Spanish nationalists who flew against it in the Spanish Civil War called it the rata, or rat. And the Spanish Republicans who had the opportunity to fly this aircraft called it the fly. So you can kind of see how those flying against it didn't give it a very nice name. And the Finns called it the flying squirrel, and that's probably my favorite nickname of them all. But another interesting fact about this aircraft is that it was used and employed in ramming tactics called Taran, which was a Soviet doctrine. I don't think it was official or anything, but some people kind of picked it up unofficially. And some decent firepower here, and I let this guy go. I saw he damaged his tail, and I saw this juicy BF-110 flying low, so I decided to light him up. But that BF-109 got away to fight another day. But overall impressions of this aircraft, I like it. It is fun. It's a good premium aircraft. The only thing I wonder about is how useful it is given its tier placement at 7. It can easily be outclassed in terms of flying performance, you know, speed, and all that. It has a decent climb rate, pretty decent climb rate. But my overall opinion, I don't know. The I-153P is like an obvious choice for a Russian premium aircraft. But this one, it's fun, but it's a less of a go-to. So, and before we see this score screen, I will show you my favorite comment that I got recently, and it was from Gold and Silver, and it's kind of relates to my introduction. How I always say, "Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here," and he responded, "Alright, Baron, ladies and gentlemen here," and that kind of just made my day, you know, when you're just going through the grind, little pick-me-up, so I appreciate that. And decent overall performance. Got taken down, I think it was by that BF-109 I got away, so make sure to put them in the ground, gentlemen and ladies. And so that concludes the I-16 Type 28 Premium review. So let me know which Russian premium aircraft you want me to do next, and which nation's premium aircraft you want me to cover next after the Russians. I'm Baron, thanks for watching.
Oh, so I've only ever been on the Russian side of things on this map.
I feel like the Russians usually get beat.
Yeah,
well, they make a lot of mistakes because I think their planes are the shit. So all you gotta do is surprise them, and then they'll go down. Hopefully.
It's the same with us, though.
But our planes are pretty underrated, though.
We got a lot of guys flying with us, so like sticking with us.
Yeah.
You guys are pulling ahead so fast.